All right. Hey guys, welcome back to Sun Crypto. In today's content, we'll talk about BTC. We'll take a look at BTC on the macro scale, and excuse me, and what type of price action we could be anticipating over the next like a few months or even like a few quarters, going into the 4-year cycle, the end of the next 4-year cycle in 2025, right? So by the way, it is 11/11/2023, and for Leroy it is November 11th 2023, right? So give me a 589 if the sound is good, so I know we're on track, and I won't be basically recording with no sound and all that good stuff, right? So we got 46 Zebra in the house. Thanks a lot for tuning in. So basically we got market and alt, they're pumping hard. Solana is leading the way. Is it going to break all-time high? I don't think it will break all-time high before end of the year, but who knows, okay? But we'll take a look at basically Solana and what type of price action we could be anticipating for the next like 2 to 3 months, right? Not the 15-second charts, right? So now, when we take a look at BTC on the yearly cycle, the 12-month cycle, as I've been saying over the last few years, the 12-month cycle, okay, after the monthly and the quarterly time frame, the 12-month cycle is also a very clean chart, right? If you are a macro investor and you don't care about the 15-second charts, the 5-second charts, the 1-minute chart, and all that good stuff, you just focus on the 12-month cycle, you could be finding some very, very interesting or critical support and resistances, right, on the chart, right? So when you take a look at the 12-month cycle or the yearly cycle, right, you can see over the last 10 years we only, BTC only experienced, right, 3 bearish bear market. I mean 3 bear market basically, okay? 3 bearish yearly cycle. The first one was in 2014. The second one, most of you guys got wrecked, including myself, in 2018, so it's hard to forget about the 2018 bear market. And the most recent one, I was saying it even before the bear market started. I said if we close the yearly cycle in 2022, if we close bearish, right, there is no need to be bearish for 2023. Okay, yes, 2023 could have been like let's say boring and bearish at the same time, but not to close bearish, meaning like not closing below the yearly open. And as you can see how bullish the 2023 is, right? It is nearly 75%, right, of the 2022 cycle. And I was clearly saying it. Let's just dip into the monthly really quickly. If you've been watching my analysis long enough, what I've been saying around the 36-37k area, okay, at the monthly 21, I said clearly on the macro scale, if you buy BTC at the monthly 21, right, after the bull market peak, you're still going to be very profitable, right, in the next bull market. Right? If you're a macro investor, you just start DCAing at the monthly 21, right? And then DCA down 50% below the monthly 21. Okay, you take a look at it right here. If you've been buying BTC around like a 6k area, right, around the monthly 21 EMA back in like December 2019, you still basically made a nice 10x by the time of the end of the bull market or the starting of the bear market. Similarly, right here, if you've been buying BTC around like a 6k back in 2018, you're still going to be very, very profitable. That's why I was saying, in early 2022, I was saying like, okay, the bear market is in, possibly in, right? However, if you start to accumulate at the monthly 21 EMA, right, you shouldn't worry, right? If you're a macro investor, like you're looking for the 4-year cycle, you're still going to be very, very profitable in the next bull market. And you just DCA down to the quarterly 21. So that's why the monthly 21 EMA and the quarterly 21 EMA, they very, very, very important. Okay, those are the two macro supports. You just have to, put on your, on your phone screen as a wallpaper, and basically be remembering it like every day. Okay, just meditating your monthly 21 and your quarterly 21. You don't have any business, right, to be bearish, macro bearish around those levels. Yes, on the monthly 21 you got a very, very high probability to be DCA lower, but at the quarterly 21 EMA you got a very, very low probability to be like a DCA another 50% below the quarterly 21. So if we go back to the yearly cycle, you can see like most bears, right, at the low right there, 15k, 16k, been saying like we're gonna drop down to the previous bear market low right here, because they only been focusing on the the 4 hour time frame, the daily time frame, and up to the monthly time frame. I mean, up to the weekly time frame. Most of them don't basically even check out the monthly time frame, right? You can go back and you can go and watch most bears. They barely ever talk about the monthly time frame. Okay, not even basically, if they don't talk about the monthly time frame, they're not going to talk about the quarterly or the yearly, right? But they go up to the weekly and all that good stuff, right? Because market is so volatile. At some point, we just have to basically filter all the noise and go up to the 12-month cycle to be able to see everything cleanly and clearly, and see what type of resistance, right, going to be taken out with no heavy rejection and all that good stuff, right? So just to summarize the yearly cycle looks really, really, really good. All right, if bulls for whatever reason, okay, they manage to close above 46k before end of the year, I don't know what to tell to the bears, right? If we close above 46, to be honest, I don't think we will. Okay, I think 39 to 41 will be a very hard resistance, but just the fact that we could retest 46k, it is still going to be bullish even if we do not close above it. Okay, so I'm still bullish on the macro, but I don't think, okay, I'm just being honest with you, we could close even above 50k, but I'm not trying to be any moon boy and all that good stuff. I'm just giving you the chart as it is. I don't care if it does close above 50 or doesn't close above 50. I'm bullish regardless on the macro level, right? But if we close above 46k for whatever reason, the ETF gets approved, right? For instance, we close above 46k, but by end of the year, that scenario will basically trigger a lot of bullishness in 2024. Okay, the only question we could be asking ourselves is like, will it start the bullishness right after the close, or will it dump lower and then basically reverse? I don't know. Okay, I just don't know how it will do it, but we will take a look at it based on the lower time frame indicators, the weekly, the 3D, and all that good stuff. They will give us some sort of like an indication if market will dump in Q1, Q2, 2024, right? Before a continuation, right? Because the thesis for most bears, right, as Jude Moonboy been saying, is like in every 4-year cycle we tend to dump let's say 30%, right before the halving. You take a look at the chart, it is absolutely true, right? We tend to dump right before the halving of let's say the halving of 2012, right? We dump from let's say $15 down to $7, just about like a 50%, give or take, right? But that was like, let's say 3 months before the halving, right? Let's take a look at it right here. The halving was in July, right? Right after the halving, we dumped 36%. So the average of 50 and 36% and 50%, you're looking at like Leroy 42%, give or take, right? So right here, you could say, oh, we did the same thing, right? We dumped from like a 10K, give or take, down to a 4K, 60% dump, right? So it is hard to gauge these dumps, right? Because you don't know, right? This one, it didn't dump before the halving, it dumped after. This one right here in 2012, it dumped, right? It dumped before the halving, right? This one, it dumped after the halving, and this one, it dumped before the halving. So you don't know if it is, going to be alternating, dump before the halving, dump after the halving, dump before the halving, dump after the halving. You don't know in each 4-year cycle what you're going to get. So I'm not going to basically say BTC will dump before the halving or after the halving. All I'm going to do is just watch the indicators, weekly and 3D on a lower degree. They lower degree compared to like the monthly and quarterly and yearly, right? But they still like a macro. There are still some macro time frame, right? But they're relatively small when you compare it to the yearly cycle. So hopefully it makes sense, right? But another point I've been pointing out over the last few years is like in each 4-year cycle before the halving, right? We tend to get BTC above the monthly 200. So regardless of what will happen over the next like a few months, right? We know the probability of having BTC above the monthly the monthly 21 EMA is highly probable, right? I was saying it even before we got back above the monthly 200. I was saying, guys, yes, bears could get their lower prices even all the way down to 15K. However, before the halving, BTC likely to get another V-shaped recovery back to the monthly 200. If you've been watching my videos, not even long enough, over the last 2 to 3 months, I've been saying it. So no need to be bearish on the macro. No need to be bearish on the macro. So the most important is like to get in early, get out early. That's why I was saying it right here. So if you got in early in November, December 2022, right, you will be able to get out early in 2025. Even if, if people or like a trader is going to be calling for like a 500K, you're going to be like, okay, I got in at under 20K, right? And now we almost at 200K, right? And I've been buying alt and all that good stuff. So it is time to just get out. I don't care if we go to 400K, right? So, and it made it easy also to stay bullish, right? Even though, right, we weren't sure if the wave 2 was in. Okay, now we got 90% probability like this one is the wave 2. Right? Within the next like a few months, we will take a look at it to see if, we could still get another wave 2, but it might not be the right time as of now to be discussing some pullbacks and all that good stuff, because all the indicators on the 3D weekly, monthly, they still pointing up. So I don't see any reason to be looking for some bearish scenarios or some bearish outlook and all that good stuff. Even though anything could happen over the next like a few months, the ETF could get approved and suckers pull back or suckers pump, right? So who knows, right? So we got David in the house. Thanks a lot for tuning in. David is here for Solana. So that's all I wanted to cover for BTC. I don't think we talk about the weekly. Let's take a look at the weekly really quickly for BTC. So if we check out the weekly time frame, it looks really good. Okay. So bears don't have any arguments, right? The only argument they got right now is like this trend line right here. That's the only thing they got. Or I can add another trend line for them. That is it. Okay, which is a plausible setup, right? In terms of like a wedges, right? You could say like it is a wedge pattern, but we will see, right? We will see if bears will be able to show up, right? If bears couldn't basically dump the price around 32K, reverse it completely, it'll be completely hard to basically get a rejection right here, even though it is possible, right? I'm not saying it is not possible. All I'm saying is after a 7-month consolidation started like since March, okay, breakout started like in October. That's a long time, right? I don't think like I don't think we're gonna get a short term like a 2 to 3 weeks pump and then a fake out to the downside. That's just my own analysis. Okay, you can basically get your own analysis and basically get a different interpretation and all that good stuff, right? But as of now, after a 7 month of consolidation, 7-8 month of a consolidation, you just don't want to be calling this move or taking this move lightly, especially on the weekly. On the weekly, we had the bearishness right here, but that bearishness on the MACD could have been just a wave 2 correction. Right? Because remember, one thing like most people, tend to overlook is like a bearishness of for a reversal and a bearishness for a correction. Okay. For instance, I explained it last time. You can get a move to the upside and then you get a double tap right here and your indicator, right, going to do something like that. Let's say this is your indicator and then it does something like that, right? And you get your divergence right here and you're gonna be like, oops, we got the divergence right there, making some higher highs, right, and your indicator right here making lower highs, right? Is it a divergence, Leroy? Yes, it is. However, it might not be a divergence for a complete reversal back down to where you started at. It could just be a divergence, right, for a double top, double bottom right here, right, and a continuation to the upside after that. Or it could just be a divergence, right, for a potential hidden bull divergence also, right? Price action gonna do something like that, and your MACD going to continue to make lower lows, but your price action will make high lows. That's where you get your either parallel channel or you could even get another wedge, stuff like that. But you have to basically understand these little details because sometimes they can make a big difference. So if you see a divergence and you be like, okay, the divergence is here, we're going to dump down to 3K, and all that good stuff, you're going to miss a lot. Right? Remember right here, I call this divergence like most bears, right? I wasn't trying to basically sit right here saying like, oh, this is not a divergence, right? It was a divergence. And guess what? After we got the double top, double bottom right here, was I bullish? No, I was not bullish. Even though we got that bullish crossover, I was not bullish. I was saying like we're going to dump down to like a 21K plus minus 10%. Why? Because of the 4-year cycle. Okay, 2022 was a year of the bears, right? So you don't want to be taking any bullish setup seriously. You see what I'm saying? In a bull market, you don't want to take any bearish setup seriously, right? Same thing, okay? So, but everything looks good. We'll see over the next couple of weeks if we will be able to take out the trend line resistance. And the next resistance, as we discussed on the weekly basis, it is going to be the 0.618, almost at 0.618, okay? Price action as of now, it is at 37K, 0.618, around like a 39K, okay? If you're using the log scale, if you're not using the log scale and you want to be a moon boy, the 50% pullback all the way up to like a 42, 43K, right? That's why I'm just covering the 39 to 42, 41K area, right, to be a potential sideways-ish correction. Who knows? Okay, it could burst through the 40K and then go all the way up to 46 and all that good stuff. But we'll take it step by step. Don't want to rush anything, and we'll see how it goes. Okay, if this wedge pattern going to be playing out, also you got your weekly 21 EMA. For whatever reason, we don't get to the 50% or the 0.618, depending on which Fibonacci you're using, right? We got the trend line support right here, okay? And that's going to be the previous resistance flipping as a new support, right? Just like what happened right here, right there, okay? Around the 10K area, we pumped to a 12.5. I'll call that move, guys, 9K to 12.5. I said don't long it at 12.5. We retested the weekly 21 EMA at 10K. Most bears was waiting for what? 9600, 9700. I can't remember exactly. I think it was 94 or something like that, right? Because we had a gap right here, right? That's what most bears are waiting for, to fill the gap. So we just have to be very, very cautious. So if you've been trading BTC long enough, you just have to remember these little details, because they're going to come back and bite you if you forget them, okay? Aldo Moonboy in the house, thanks a lot for tuning in, man. Aldo is saying finally in bull mode. So based on the poll, we got so far 78% of the moon boys believe like we in a bull market and all that good stuff. So let me give you the poll, guys. So it's a moon boy time. So 78% of you guys are saying like we are in a bull market, right? So that's pretty interesting. So we'll see over the next but we only got 9 votes. So guys, go ahead and vote, okay? Make sure to vote if you haven't basically told us your opinion yet, right? All right, ciao Aldo, thanks a lot for tuning in. So now let's move on to Solana, because Solana is kind of interesting, okay? I just updated the premium actually for Solana. Solana, we nailed it like from top to bottom, right? And now, okay, Solana is interesting in multiple ways, both in fibs and in price, right? So if we take a look at it, if we just want to analyze Solana in terms of price, we do have a very important horizontal support we just broke out above, right? This key level of, let's say, $25 to $30, right? That was the support after the first wave of BTC back in May, June, July 2021. Remember when BTC got rejected around like 63, dumped down to the 30K. All the alt basically dumped 50, 60, 70%. Solana basically, couldn't escape that dump and dumped 66%, right? And support was around like the $20 area, okay? So we just broke out above that key area. Now, right, that key level of resistance or support could flip as a new support over the next like a few months. I don't think we will dump down to these lows this week, next week, because you always have to zoom out. The monthly looks really, really, really good, right? The quarterly looks really, really, really good. All right, so I don't think we will dump down to these lows, right, before end of the year. That'll be really bad. If we close below $20, I just don't know what to say for the bull. I don't know what to tell to the bulls, okay, or what to say at all. Even though it is a support, time wise, we don't want to retest $20 at in 2023. Okay, we don't want to dump down to $20 in 2023, right? Or $23 for Leroy, right? So if we go back on the monthly, we back above the monthly 21, above the previous resistance right here. So sometime in Q1, right? Let's say we move sideways right here, we could easily, right, come back down to retest the monthly 21 EMA, just like what ADA did in 2021, right? After it broke out above the monthly 21, right, it retested the monthly 21 EMA around like 11 cents before taking, before it took off all the way up to $3 and all that good stuff. So the monthly 21 EMA going to be the primary support. The secondary support going to be the $30 range to a $25 range. All right. So on the lower degree, you could still watch the weekly 21 just in case. We do basically get a very strong support from the weekly 21, right? So the overhead resistance, if for whatever reason, right, we do not cool off, right? Solana bulls, let's say, go crazy, right? The next resistance going to be the 0.786 Fibonacci, around like a 125. So 100 to a 125 range going to be a support. And if you guys remember, maybe not in the public group, but in our premium group, I did 2 macro updates for Solana, right, for the bear market. The first one I think was back in March, April, when Solana was in this range. We were calling for the $25, right? And the second update was like when Solana was around this area, we were saying like wait for the $9 to $11 range, okay? And then basically accumulate heavily for the macro reversal. We said the weekly 21, you know, and the 3D 21 going to be the primary resistance, and if we break it, you know, we'll be shooting for the monthly. And that's how it is playing out perfectly. And those updates, right? The last macro update for Solana was like, in terms of video, okay, was like back in October, right? Right here, before even that dump, right? So we'll see over the next like a few weeks if bear is going to be coming out with some trend lines and all that good stuff, something like that. If we get this trend line, right, we can still follow the you know, down the high lows trend line support, right, which could be anywhere around this area by Q1 2024. It is plausible. I just don't know if it is going to play out, so bulls just have to be cautious, not be long in Solana around this area of $60 to $70. It could easily get some sort of rejection. Even if market goes up, Solana might take a break, right? And if it doesn't, yes, you could basically be shouting for some moonshots, right, up to $125. Right, so I'm just gonna go for some Q&As, right? It's already 26 minutes. I just don't want to make it a long live stream, because I think it is very important. This live stream going to be very important. Okay. So let's see if you guys have any question regarding any alt. Solana is slightly pulling back down to below 60 now. So, but XRP is basically taking over back above the 67, right? BTC back below the 37.1. So DOT, it is at slightly temporary resistance around the 5.5 to 5.6. I already updated DOT in our premium when it was like around like the $4. DOT and Uni, both of them around like a $4. They're likely to catch up with Chainlink over the next like a few months. I think like they will beat Chainlink within the next like a few months, right? So could be time to be loading up on some DOT and UIN. So Link around $16, so doing pretty well. Okay, let's take a look at RSR. So I do like the chart of RSR. I know it got dumped a lot. I think its supply is, you know, has been increasing a lot over the bear market, right? So dropped nearly 98 to a 99%, nearly 98.5, which is pretty common. Okay, if your circulating supply is was low during the bull market and became a lot in the bear market, yes, you're going to dump 98-99%, right? It is pretty common, right? So it looks pretty good. The 18-month low around like a 3.003. So if it can take out the 18-month lows, right, not 18-month low, but the 18-month support right here back in June 2022, right? We got our overhead resistance right there, around like a 0.005, give or take, little, right? Okay, and the big resistance to take out will be the 1 cent area, which is the August 2022 resistance right there. That's going to be a hard resistance, okay? But it could take time because you still got, most of these bears will be paying attention to the trend line resistance right here, right? So they could basically be challenging the breakout. Even if it breaks out, they could basically dump it back down to retest the support, right? So if you're trading it on a higher time frame, I wouldn't do anything. I'll just wait, okay? Because market is bullish, right? I wouldn't be basically trading this move, okay, on the higher time frame, right? But overall, it looks pretty good. The weekly RSI still got like plenty of momentum, right, to get above the histogram. So you could be finding yourself above this range, right, by the time the histogram, by the time the MACD gets above the histogram, right? So it looks pretty good. It's not a nice bullish divergence and all that good stuff, but these guys are crazy, just like Solana, right? Didn't give us any like a bullish divergence on the weekly. It just took off, right? So if you weren't ready at that $10, $11 range, you still might be waiting for a bullish divergence, and it just took off. So it looks pretty good. FTM. I'm TIAZ Ahmed. Thanks a lot for tuning in. So FTM triple bottom on the macro scale. Basically a typical, let's take a look at the FTM spot. Yeah, I mean, let's see. I mean, it looks really good, okay? It does look really, really, really good, okay? With the, you could call it quadruple, quintuple, whatever multiple bottom you want to call it, okay? Moon bottom, bearish bottom, whatever, okay? It looks really good. At the top, I just have to remind you guys, at the top right there, I was saying to get out $3, was very vocal regarding this guy. I was very bullish also right here at the bottom around like a 25 cents. Very bullish right here around like a 1.5 cents, right? So it is a very, very bullish setup. A multi-year, macro support. The only downside is like bear's gonna come out and call this a, top formation, head and shoulder, and they're gonna do something like that, right? And then say, okay, the downside support all the way down to 1 cent. It is plausible, right? If it was like early in the bear market, I would say, okay, this is plausible. But since like it is almost near the end of the bear market, the final accumulation phase, the likelihood of getting a 1-to-1 extension is going to be super low. Okay, a 1-to-1 extension to the downside going to be super low. So the best thing to do for the bulls, just sit tight, relax, enjoy the ride, accumulate in this range of 50 cents to like a 25 cents area. Even though it is a big range, and would be looking for the double top again in the next bull market, depending on the overall circulating supply, right? And if we break, for whatever reason, we do break below the 20 cents area, still got the 10 cents area as the next support. But the likelihood to retest these lows could be like the project just go dead, right? All right, so abandoned Moon Boy in the house. Thanks a lot for tuning in, man. All right, so I think that is it for the Q&A. You guys only wanted to talk about RSI and FTM. I'm gonna give you guys 2 more minutes if you in case you got any other questions, right? EOS is still looking pretty good, similar to XDZ and similar to XDZ and Tether, right? They all printed some wedges, right? So temporary resistance around like 80 cents, 90 cents, and the yearly high around like a 130, 150 area, 130 actually, okay? And our August 2022 resistance around like a 185, but EOS moves super slow, so I don't know how long it'll take to retest these areas, okay? AVAX is doing pretty well, just hit the weekly 50, so it does look like a double top, double bottom right here. But since like market is bullish, I wouldn't basically, be bearish right here. So 14 to 15, yes, it is a temporary resistance. Just have to wait. The weekly 21 could provide some supports, some sort of supports, right? If we get any shakeout. If not, it could just blast off to the next resistance up to the monthly 21 EMA, which is somewhere around like a 20 to a $22. So near similar pattern, right, to a EOS, but near is more volatile. It's yearly high around like $2.50 to a $3, right? So slightly taken out, it's 150 to a 160 resistance. The next short-term resistance, right, not macro, but the next short-term resistance around like $2, and after that you got the 250 to a $3 resistance, right? So Filecoin, File still looking pretty good, okay? Similar to these coins we just mentioned. Nice double top, double bottom, but I don't think it is a bearish setup, because you could get this macro double top, double bottom over the next like a few months, right? So as long as we can stay above the $3 area, right, it has a pretty good chance to take out the $9 to $11 over the next like a few months, right? And I think we got ICP. I just sent the ICP setup. Let's see. So ICP, so ICP looks really good also, okay? Back above the weekly 21 EMA, nearly over 18 months of consolidation. Even though it's been making like low lows, the consolidation range, it is still looking pretty good, right? You could draw some sort of like a parallel channel, or either a parallel channel or a wedge, depending on how you like it, right? And temporary resistance around like $6, which basically going to coincide with the with the weekly 50. Most of these alts, they're retesting their weekly 50. the good news also is like it is taking out the July resistance, right there around like a 450. So the April resistance around like a $7, give or take, right? And our August 2022 resistance, right, around like a $9 to $10 range. Let's see, I think I got a better layout. See, ICP, USD, Coinbase. Yeah, I think that's the layout I was looking for. So basically that's ICP USDT on Coinbase, right? So nice parallel channel. The $3 to a 3.5, right, appears to be a good macro support, right, with the parallel channel. So just have to respect the trend line resistance in the short to medium term. Yes, on the macro, it doesn't really matter. If the bull run starts, it is likely to burst through it, okay? And regardless of what type of a correction we're going to get around this area, right? So on the macro level, over the next 18 to 24 months, I wouldn't be worried, right? Just be chilled, relax, let the market do all the work. Excuse me. Because if you really think about it, right, over the last 18 months, since like May, June 2022, it's just been moving sideways. I know it's painful, right? But we haven't seen anything parabolic, right? Like what we had right here, 94% drop. Right there, we only dropped like 35% in 18 months. And we're only like, let's say, 2% below the June 2022 lows. So it's painful because it's been moving sideways. But it's not like it is painful because we basically dumping hard. So TRB USDT, it is at resistance, right? 150 to $200, hit like a 140. $7 support held well right there, right? So broke above the macro trend line resistance, right? So the only thing right now to focus on TRB is like it's weekly 21 and monthly 21 as of now. It's monthly 21 as of now. It is at $36. I don't think we will retest it at any given time, right? Unless we get a big dump. But if we do, it is going to be a big support, going into Q1 Q1 or even like a Q2 2024, right? So don't be surprised if you see a some sort of like a corrections, right? Any type of correction, okay? I don't know, it could be a wedge, a triangular formation, a descending triangle, whatever, right? But just if we don't break out above $200, right, just expect like some sort of corrections right here. Okay, so it looks really good, just like the 2018 coins. Beautiful wedge pattern right there, and then just took off. This could be wave one of the bull run, right? So where you're going to get some sort of corrections right there, right? And then get your wave 3, wave 4, and wave 5. So I wouldn't be surprised if these guys, the bulls, right? This guy pump it all the way up to $1,000, right? So So you can see like most of the 2018, I said it in my premium a long time ago. I said most of the 2018 coins, right, they printed this pattern. That's why I was very confident like the 2021 coins, they likely to print something like that. Okay, a good example is DCR, right? Okay, DCR, take a look at it right there. Same exact pattern, TRB just printed. But the difference is like DCR, right? Decrete, right? Basically completed it like after the bull market peak. Okay, I mean not after the bull market peak, but it just basically didn't pump as like a TRB, like you know, in the middle of the bear market before BTC basically clears its wave 2. You see what I'm saying? Because DCR got the pump after BTC broke all-time high. Because October 2020, November 2020, that's when BTC broke out above all-time high, right? But if you go back to TRB, that's not TRB USD. That's TRB. If you go back to TRB, all right, that's TRB USD. Okay. So if you go back to TRB, it started the breakout, right? Before BTC even got, you know, its wave 2 completed. That's the difference. So this could mean, right, we only in our wave 1, not wave 1, Leroy, but wave 3, right? This could be wave 3 to the upside. And that could be either 1-to-1 or 1.618. I don't know, to be honest. But we'll follow the indicators. I would just be conservative and say 1-to-1, right? And 1-to-1 will take us all the way up to $1,000. That's where I got the $1,000. That's why I just mentioned the $1,000 target for TRB. Okay. Or the other possibility is like, hey, we just get the double top right here. I mean, actually the bottom right there, get the double top and get another double bottom before going to $2,000. It is also possible, right? But the only way we're going to get this move is like, you know, if TRB doesn't do anything for the next like 18 months, right? Doesn't break above like, let's say $300, stuff like that. It can still go up to $300 and still drop back down to like $7, which is still going to be a flat correction on a macro basis. Right, but it can also avoid all that and then and basically and another example is like Digibyte. Okay, Digibyte, you can see the pattern we just got on TRB, beautiful wedge, right? Broke out to the upside and still coming back down. All right, so it is likely to be doing something like that or even push higher. Right. All right, so follow most of these 2017, 2016, 2018 coins, they printed this pattern, right? So let's check NEAR. So NEAR, it is also in a wedge pattern. Let's check it out. Yeah, NEAR, it is also in a wedge pattern. All right. You got your wedge pattern. So basically, if crypto going to stay bullish over the next like a few months, we could see NEAR back to the $20. But still have to let's just check the because I think NEAR market, I mean market cap is yeah, market cap is around like 1 billion, right? And we picked around, so market cap is super low actually, right? We picked around like 12 billion, which is not a lot. Okay, but the circulating supply, I just don't know what it was back in January 2022, Leroy, right? January 2022. You can just go back to the historical data. So let's check near. Yeah, near circulating supply was like 600 million. As of now, it is at nearly 1 billion. So 50% increase in its like a circulating supply, right? Right now it is nearly 1 billion, 993, right? So you can just call it 1 billion Leroy, right? So that's a 50% increase in the circulating supply. So how would it affect the price action, right? It means, right, if NEAR goes up to like, let's say $10, right? If it goes up to about like $10, right? Yes, $10, right? If it goes to $10, it'll be almost like 80% of its previous bull market peak, right? And at the same time being like 50% below its all-time high. You see what I'm saying? So you just have to think about those little details, right? Because it could make a big difference, right? But I think if the project going to be successful, right, I'm just speculating it could go to like, let's say 20, 30, 40 billion, right? But I don't expect it to go to 100 billion, right? I think like anywhere between 30 to 40 billion is good enough. Let's go ahead and take a look at GLM. Oh, GLMR, not GLMR, not Golem. Is it GLM? It's like Moonbeam. Yeah, Moonbeam. It's not mooning at all. So Moonbeam, pretty much similar to ICP, right? Almost dropped 99. I mean, not almost, dropped over 99%. It is still almost 99% down. So since market is reversing, I mean, it is not a good time to be selling. So just have to be patient with it. As of now, I don't see any bullish reversal on the monthly. Let's take a look at the weekly. Weekly, it is starting to look good. Just have to break above the key support right here, right? Previous support could act as a strong resistance around 30 cents, right? In a short to medium term, just have to accumulate in this range for the next like a few weeks or month, right? Depending on the volatility. If you break out above 30 cents, you got 50 cents, right, as your next resistance. Right, so I know these are small, but you can basically go ahead and check out the chart, right? Okay, XTZ looks really good also with the small wedge pattern. So it does look really good. Beautiful wedge pattern. Just have to be patient with it. Kind of like a Altcoin. I just talked about Altcoin. So temporary resistance now got hit almost 90 cents. The next overhead resistance going to be around the 130 to 150 area. Don't know when it'll hit it, right? So just have to be patient. It is also a previous support, so likely to act as a macro resistance, right, till it is clear, just like 32K for BTC. The only problem is like if we get this move, right, don't be surprised if we get the triple bottom. I don't think it will, right? Honestly, unless it is a sharp move back down to retest this low, right? But if we ever retest the 130, 150, we could highly be confident, right? This range, even if it retests again, it is going to be a super bullish reload zone, right? This monthly 21 is all the way up to 170, so still got a long way to go. All right, guys, so I'm just gonna call it a day. It is almost 1 hour. Let's take a look at ICX BTC for Mr. Shu. So ICX BTC hit the 600 to 500 sats. You could still get a wedge pattern like that, okay? You could still call it a wedge pattern. The problem is when it is going to retest its April 2019 highs, right? So, but in the short to medium term, I would even say like within the next like 6 to 9 months, if we retest this key area of 2000, you might just suck it up and take some profits right there if you are accumulating all the way down to these lows, okay? Or just suck it up and go back to BTC just in case it doesn't break it and decide let's say bulls decide to consolidate again before going higher in the next bull run. I mean in this bull run, right, up to the 10k. So keep an eye on the 2000 was a strong support right here, could likely to be a strong resistance, and we do have a strong resistance at 1500 to 1600 also, okay? So the entire range right here likely to be giving us a tough time to break, okay? So you can go ahead and do your own charting and basically figure out the range right here. I'm just gonna put the blue box right there, okay? So you can go ahead and but if we capitulate below this range, I just don't know what to tell you. Just have to be patient, right, until market reverses, because we don't have any price history, price discovery, I mean whatever you want to call it, below this range. And the only reason I was targeting or showing like the 600 to 500 range was like whenever these alt dump, they dump like let's say below a macro support, they tend to dump like 40, 50, 60% below it, right? So that's why I was saying like keep an eye on the 600 to 500. That's the only reason, not because of anything else, right? All right, guys, so I'm just gonna call it a day. Thanks a lot for tuning in. We'll go for another live stream. Don FOMO is saying OMG is always the one to pump first, not this time around. I mean, with this alt, you just don't know, okay? We got over 1 million alt, so you know, the coins that pump first in the last bull market might not be the coins that pump first in this, you know, in this bull market, okay? So I mean, we got over 1 million coins, right? So you got like number 900,000 probably pumping and you don't even know. So those behaviors we've been saying over the last, you know, few years could be changing, right, in the next few bull market, because now we got over 1 million coins, right? Back in 2017 we were talking about like, you know, 5,000, 7,000, 10,000, up to 20,000 coins. And I said like, you know, before in the next few bull market we're going to be over 100,000 coins, right? So now we're talking about like 2 million coins. I don't know how those coins got minted and all that good stuff, but just have to be very, very cautious. IMX, I think it's immutable, right? Let's check it right here. Yeah, so you got your complete capitulation, right? We could say this move right here was the wave one, and that was our June lows, right? Right in this range. Now we're back above it. So this move could be our wave two, and you could be looking for your wave three. That's the easiest analysis I could use to analyze IMX. Okay, the 1.618 going to be around like a $5 range right there. All right, and this entire move could be analyzed as WXYXZ correction, right? Right, so now you could be looking for a 5-wave impulsive back to all-time high. Will it break all-time high? I don't know. Okay. Oh, if you want to be I don't want to be complex, right? But if you want to be complex, you could even say like it could do something like that, right? And then still pump. But if it does something like that, I don't think we will get any resistance around $5. It could just shoot up to like even 23 and all that good stuff. But either way, it is a bullish pattern. If you want to be really, really, really complex, you could try to print some parallel channels like that. If you want to be really, really, really complex, right, you could draw some channels like that. But if you want to really keep it very, very simple, right, with none of that good stuff, you just suck it up, right, and go with your 5-way structure. Eliminate all your lines, right? Let's do this. Okay. Eliminate all the lines and just follow your 5-way structure. Regardless of what type of a correction you're gonna get along the way, you just suck it up. Don't basically go with any parallel channels and all that good stuff. So ETHEREUM, let's see if bulls are illuminating the way. Yeah, pretty bullish pattern. Yeah, very, very, very bullish. Okay, I haven't taken a look at it for a very, very long time, but this is a very bullish pattern. I tend to see this bullishness against BTC, like when they give you the parabolic move and another parabolic move to the downside. This one even got a parabolic move right here also, up and down, basically a fractal of the bigger move. So looks very good for the bullish side. Okay, and you also got a parabolic move right to the upside and to the downside, kind of like AMP, GRT, and many other alt. Okay, so before we talk about the bullish side, okay, let's just suck it up and talk about the bearish side. This also could be a macro double top right here and a triple bottom before reversing. Okay, so what does it mean? It means you could get stuck in this range, right, if you're unlucky. If bears showed up, right, you just have to let them do whatever they have to do. They could be retesting the lows. However, if bulls going to stay very, very, very bullish, right, the chart is super bullish. Okay, regardless of what the indicators. I'm not even looking at any indicators right now, but the chart looks really, really good, right? By the way, I'm not holding any of this sucker. Okay, I'm not holding any ETHEREUM. Okay, so let's do this. You could be looking for a potential 1.618 extension around 215 to 50 area before any pullbacks. Okay, right there. All right, or if you want to keep it very simple, right, you do your swing high, right, to swing low, and you go for your 50% to 0.618 right there, right, around $260 to $400. regardless of what type of waves you're going to get along the way, right? Whether the wave 1, wave 3 going to be right here, or wave 3 going to be right there, you don't care. You be like, okay, I'll just wait for the 50% to 0.618 if you don't know how to trade. But I already showed you the the bearish side, okay? Just because we could also get the this move right here, not in time but just in price, right? But not a good time to be selling, okay? Not a good time to be selling. Almost above the 18-month consolidation period right there. 100%, nearly 100% above the June 2022 lows. So we got Jude Moonboy, Mr. XRP 589. Thanks a lot for tuning in, man. All right, guys, it's almost 1 hour, so one more question, right? And then we're gonna wrap it up. Jude Moonboy calling me a crypto crackhead. Yes, I'm a crypto crackhead, man. All I do is watch these charts, man. So, but it's fun, okay? The longer you're in the market, right? The likely you're going to learn a lot, right? The longer you stay in it, and it'll help you basically to be ready for the next cycle. Because remember, the cycles are round trips, up and down, right? So if you're only ready for one cycle, which is like the bullish cycle, most people are only ready for the bull market. They never basically anticipate the bear market. And as of now, we're not even talking about the bull market alone, right? I'm anticipating the next bear market. So working on the next bear market, not just the bull market, So that's why I just mentioned early in the video, you have to basically get in early in order to get out early. If you get in early, right, you won't have problem getting out early. What I mean by that, right? For instance, let's just take a look at a random coin, ADA, right? So a random coin, ADA. So for instance, I was saying to get in right into ADA back in late 2019, October 2019. So if you got into ADA around like October, November, December 2019, you won't have any problem getting out around like even $1.30. Okay, let's say you got in around like a 3 cents. You wouldn't have any problem to sell around like 150, 170, 180, not waiting for $5, $10. Right. Similarly, right here, if you get in around like 20 cents up to 40 cents, you won't have problem to get out around like $5, $7, $8. You're not going to be waiting for $20, $30, whatever the crackheads are calling, right? So get in early, get out early. Get in early, get out early. But early could be relative also, right? But the longer you're in the market, right, you will basically be able to define what's early and what's late, right? So, for instance, for Jude Moonboy, right, 18 months is early for him, right? So, because he's still waiting for 589 XRP, right? So get in early, get out early. Don't wait for those like $24,000 Ether, $30,000 Ether. Get in early. Anything under $2,000 for Ether, down to $1,000, to me, it is still a macro accumulation. Because if you followed us back in 2021, late 2021, we said get out at 4,000. Right, get out at 4,000. Why 4,000? Because we got into Ether like around like very bullishly, right? Around like a 410. Right, so which was like a 10x move. So you have to respect those 10x moves, right? So XRP, not XRP, but ADA right now 40 to 20 cents. Great range to be getting in. You might not catch the top, the absolute top, if it hits like, let's say $7, $10. But even, if you realize like it is time to get out and price action is around like, let's say $4, you'd be like, I'm getting out. I got in around like a 40 cents, 30 cents, right? I don't need to be waiting for $10. I'm happy with my profits. Yes, you're not going to sell the top, absolute top, but you're going to be distributing your sell orders in this range, and then basically get a good average. Get in early, get out early. That's the best, one of the best strategy, right? Right? I know some of you guys be like, get in early, I can still get wrecked. Yes, that's the price you pay for being too early, right? So if you don't want to get in early, you might get in late. You get in around like $2. You're not going to be happy about like selling at $6. You're going to be waiting for $24, which is like very, very unlikely to get hit. Oh, we got Ahmed. Thanks a lot for tuning in, man. I already talked about GLMR. You just have to I think it's Moonbeam, right? Yeah, Moonbeam. I just talked about it. Okay, it's resistance around like a 30 cents. The next overhead resistance around like a 50 cents area. Okay, a very parabolic-ish move to the downside. Hasn't started anything yet, so you just have to be cautious buying these new coins, right, in the last cycle of the bull cycle. You see what I'm saying? Like the last year of the, the first year of the bear cycle. You just have to be cautious because this guy came out like in 2022, right? So got hyped probably and dumped like 99%. Just have to be cautious. Have to get in early. Avoid buying like new coins in 2025, late 2025, or like a mid 2025, even though they can pump. But if you buy 10 of them, 9 of them probably going to dump, right? So why wait for 2025 when you got 2023, the last quarter of 2023, right? So yeah, thanks a lot for Jude. Thanks a lot, Jude Moonboy. Thanks a lot for your feedbacks. Yeah, the macro for crypto, that's where the money at, right? Short term, you still can make money 25-30%. But the macro, that's where the money at, right? You sit tight, relax, get in early, get out early, pack your bags, wait for the next cycle. The cycle could take like 2 years before you find the next bottom after the bull market pick, right? Don't have a favorite coins. Don't have any favorite coins, right? Your last cycle coins, right, could be going to the dumpster in this bull market. So you just have to be very nimble, right, about like how you're going to be interpreting these macro charts, right? Because the 100x coins in 2017, 2018, or 2021 might not be a 100x coin in 2023, 2024, 2025. They could do a good 20 to 30x, but not 100x. So all right, you can go back and watch the live stream. No nonsense though. You're gonna enjoy it. All right, guys. So I'm just gonna wrap it up, and then we'll go for another live. If market stays interesting, we'll go for another live, possibly Monday or Tuesday, depending on how busy these coins get. All right, guys. Thanks a lot for watching, man.